You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideals. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2.3, and y'all already know it is Whining Women Wednesdays with my girl Ashley. She'll be in at around 12:30. But before that, and before we go to break, let me tell y'all what the show is about. Relationship experts reveal why women are staying single, avoiding marriage, profound shift. And this comes from the New York Post. So now I finally have some research, and I'm going to talk about that. At 12:30, we will be talking about, can a married man be successful in a leadership role if he isn't the provider? Sunshine made a face. So we will be right back. Lick Show.
Your friends and family will never know the truth. Like I up and left a good nigga out the blue. Already reaching out to women and the girls, I said forget it with you. Never seen to, never understood. Wish I could hurt you, but you'll never know this pain. Wish I could change you, but for me you stay the same. Wish I could take your heart and rip it, that's the least of what I'm feeling. But you good cause you got hoes you can't complain to. Can't believe that I ever tried to save you. Straight from mommy to Diana's little baby. It's my fault, I can't admit it. Stay too long and too committed. Man, I should've fucked that one nigga, at least he had good credit. Every time I let some shit slide, my soul died. Every text message I seen, I swear my soul died. And what I'ma have left to love on me now? And damn, I hope this shit just make your dad proud. And you ain't good for me, that's why I keep grinding. Wish this choice was harder, but you keep lying. We've been through so much, that shit don't mean nothing. When you fuck it up, that shit don't mean nothing. Now I'm back to loving me on my own. That's cool. I ain't even gotta pick up the phone. That's cool. I don't know now what I want from a nigga. That's cool. Cause I know I gotta grow on my own. That's cool. Let me feel good to be right in the zone. That's cool. Wish I could send it to everyone we know. That's cool. Tell your mama that her son is a hoe. And that's cool. Tell your mama that her son is a hoe. And that's cool. And that's cool. 100 times I don't look like a fool. Want the hoes to know it wasn't you. That nigga got something to prove. You thought that you win, but you lose. Baby can choose, be just a tool, but somehow you get used. Who knew this hate would run so deep? But who knew this love would just free me? If it's been this good, then I know that's better. That means gon' feel good when I find a nigga. Sad it won't be you. I'm sad it won't be you. I can't share good news on a good time, cause it still make me mad that you ain't mine. A sad and simple truth. It's finally the end of me and you. Now I'm back to loving me on my own. That's cool. I ain't even gotta pick up the phone. And that's cool. I don't know now what I want from a nigga. That's cool. Cause I know I gotta grow on my own. Yeah, that's cool. Let me feel good to be right in the zone. That's cool. Wish I could send it to everyone we know. That's cool. Tell your mama that her son is a hoe. That's cool. Tell your mama that her son is a hoe. That's cool. Now I'm back to loving me on my own. That's cool. I ain't even gotta pick up the phone. That's cool. I can't worry about what I want from niggas. That's cool. If I don't know what I want on my own. That's cool. Damn, it feel good to be right in the zone. And that's cool. Wish I could send it to everyone you love. And that's cool. Tell your mama that her son is a hoe. And that's cool. Tell your mama that her son is a hoe. That's cool.
Experts, which is from the New York Post, reveal why women are staying single, avoiding marriage, and they say it's a profound shift. Now, this for once is not my opinion. This is literally coming from Again, it's coming from the New York Post, and I'm just going to read some of this because I don't want y'all to feel like it is my words. All right, so this is a published article by Brooke Cato, and this was actually published on March 29th, 2025, which was what, like 2, 3 days ago? This is one day last week. So she says, even if they like it, they won't put a ring on it. There are reasons why there are so many single ladies these days, according to the experts. There's a simple but profound shift in the dating space. Women are realizing that protecting their peace is their number one priority. Dating expert Danielle Sizzler told the Daily Mail. Then hold on, it says to read more. So I'm just reading. I'm reading an article from the New York Post. They're afraid of losing themselves in relationships. They ask them to shrink, settle, or self abandon, noting that women are now choosing peace over chaos, purpose over pressure, and emotional safety over surface level connections. Instead of settling for a relationship that isn't going to serve them, women would much rather wait. Tilla, I don't know how to say her name. Zetela. Tila. That's what Tila says. Hold on, I'm scrolling. And I'm gonna just show y'all so y'all can see this is not something I made up. This is from the New York Post. Counselor Brittany Labotti, a family wellness program manager at Mountainside Treatment Center, she says there is a huge difference between being single and being lonely. In fact, l- single living can be empowering, fulfilling, and downright joyful, she encounters. Research published last year found that women enjoy being single more than men because women are more likely to have strong platonic friendships that are fulfilling. According to the researchers, men have more to gain from partnering than single women. If you're single, do not let anyone make you feel like you're missing out, Labote said. The best relationships come from, excuse me, come when you're your best self. And that takes time and a whole lot of self love. Be patient with yourself and remember there's no rush. She explained that more women would rather have the freedom to chase their dreams, such as traveling, careers, hobbies, and passion projects, rather than be tied down. Women are creating lives that are rich with experiences and accomplishments, not bound by the pressure to settle down. Nothing that a woman's sole purpose in this life does not need to be finding love. It's about being a whole, complete person before bringing someone else into the mix. Now, that part I do agree with. I do believe that you should be a whole person before you bring somebody else in. It also doesn't mean women aren't dating. In fact, it might even be dating multiple people or exploring different connections and experiences. And for others, the local fish in the sea just isn't cutting it. So they choose to invest their time and energy elsewhere, like on themselves. And that is the whole article. Again, this is from the New York Post. And if you want to look for it, it actually says relationship experts reveal why women are staying single and avoiding marriage. What do you think about that? Because I feel like I agree with some of that, but I also made a post not too long ago and I said any man and any woman that is single are only single because they don't trust the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever they like. If you like the same sex, then you don't trust them. If you like the opposite sex, then you don't trust them. Right now, I'm single. But I felt like if I got every single thing I wanted in a relationship, God sat on the couch next to me and was like, this person will give you all the attention you want, give you all the space you want, give you all the money you want. You can trust them. They put energy into you. They help you with your business. They do this, they do that. You'll never have a bad day. Y'all never have an argument. Would you take that person? Would you be in a relationship? I don't think a single person would say no to that, depending on what it is that you need and what you're looking for. Because everybody isn't looking for the same thing in a relationship. But if it's that one thing that you really, really need from a partner and you don't feel like you're getting that right now, most people opt for singleness or they settle for situationships. Again, I always say I know a couple of men that prefer to stay single because they don't want to argue with women. They don't want to have to take the responsibility of courting to find out if a woman likes them or not like them. They don't want to deal with all of that. So they prefer to stay single and just have sex with whoever's willing and whoever they like to have sex with. And I'm not just saying every man is just out there running around having sex and not every woman is running out there having sex. But the ones that are choosing to stay single, I guarantee they're not lonely. I'll just say that. They're absolutely not lonely. They're doing their own thing. And people are having to realize that women are choosing to stay single to avoid marriage because they don't want to deal with all the crap that's going on. I just dealt with some stuff this morning and I'm like, this is why I don't like to date. This is why I don't like talking to people. This is why I like to stay in my peace and why I don't attempt to do this or attempt to do that, because everybody thinks something else because they're triggered from things that they didn't heal from in their past. So again, these conversations that I have with people is just like, it's just proving more and more that maybe in 2025, everybody should just stay single and work on themselves, build what it is that you need to fix, anything that has you, again, so it was things in my past that I needed to work on. Emotional intelligence was one of them. And being that I'm not actively always out dating different people and seeing who I like and this and the third, which I should be doing that. I'm over it. But I always had somebody tell me, how are you going to know all the things that you worked on is actually working if you're not actively dating? So had a conversation with this person this morning. They're yelling and screaming, and I'm literally just sitting on the phone like, why are you yelling? We ain't got to yell. It doesn't have to be an argument. You feel how you feel. I feel how I feel. I don't understand why we're even in this conversation like this. Like, go argue with your person. Go argue with the person that you're dating. You're not dating me. So I shouldn't even have to deal with an argument with somebody that I'm not even actively dating. So I learned now that the things I needed to work on, one of them was how to respond in a disagreement. Now I know I can actually have a conversation with somebody and not get in a full-blown argument. I never felt the need that I need to start screaming and yelling and trying to get my point across. When they got loud, I got quiet. So, yeah, we're going to take a quick break. And then I want y'all to call in and tell me what you think. Telephone number is 404-254-4347. Y'all, I don't want to read a bunch of comments today. I would love for you to call in and let me hear what you're saying, because sometimes I read the comments and I actually have them all mixed up. You're like, I didn't mean it that way. You're reading it wrong. Call in. Again, I'll end up posting the phone number, but it's 404-254-4347. As soon as you hear this song go off and you see me come back on, that's when you call. All right? We're taking a quick break. You're listening to The L.I.C.K Show.
Sky People Chief coming peace, love, and I'm just trying to see where you going with that on. You got cute for me.
Looking like my baby. I don't come in here unless they pay me. I've been here all night, I'm feeling wavy, but they closing down like the Gallery Road Macy's. Where we finna go, though? We can hit the town to take some photos. Girl, I got the smoke, but can you roll, though? You know I thought about you jumping on this pole. Go somewhere all that over there you got. Running on my spot, do you running there a lot? You ran into a Roddy Rich, I'm good with the box. It'll be a remix, non-stop, let it rock.
La yeah.
Look who bringing back Jet magazines, ain't it? Beauty of the week indeed, that's a queen, ain't it? And she throw back on the smoke. I asked what it is, she said the presidential shit, not that tangerine, ain't it? She said, boy, stop. You thought it, you tried it. I said, yeah, whatever, if it's so that I buy it. Windows to your soul, girl, I love the way your eyes get. When I look into them, I fall in a pool of violence. That's just what it's like, I got a jet that you can pilot. When we see each other, always frequent flyer mileage. It's always a laugh, she be like, boy, why you so childish? Because the internet, she said, huh, just be quiet. You know I'm a fool, Barrymore, I'm a riot. Like goddess to a like God, I'm a lion. You can't make you, we ain't been the best diet. You know what it is, me and Slim, we just vibing.
Hey y'all, hey, this your girl KELZ. And again, we were just talking about why women are staying single and avoiding marriages. These things were not my opinions. That article I read did not come from my thoughts, and I wrote it down so I can say it. It came from the New York Post. So if you're looking for it, they literally just posted this March 29th, which is like maybe 4 or 5 days ago. And the article was like, relationship experts reveal why women are staying single, avoiding marriage, and it's a profound shift. And it is literally, it's going to get, for me, it's going to get worse. I guess for other people that might agree 100% with that article, is saying that it's going to get better because women are wanting to be single and they don't want to have to give up their peace. They don't want to have to settle with dealing with the things that they feel like men are giving, and they would rather work on their careers, work on traveling, work on things like that. Um, and I would say part of it I agree with, some of it I don't. So if there's a person that I like, I'm willing to go as far as I can go with that person if they're meeting me halfway. If I say it's certain things that I want and I need for us to be in a relationship and they're not giving it to me, I'm not going to just settle and just be like, okay, well, hopefully one day they'll change. If I give you chance after chance after chance, I'm still willing to give you a chance. But if I'm not seeing any changes, then why would I want to lock in with that fully? So I'm still on the market, but I'm even getting to a point where I don't want to date. I'd rather just stay where I'm at. And I mean, that's just being real. And if he listening, he gonna be like, "Ooh," but I mean, that's kind of where it's going. But it's not a choice of mine. It's a reaction of how the world is, and a reaction of how the dating scene is, that I feel forced to quote unquote want to stay single. I don't want to stay single because I just don't want anybody. I'm having to stay single because of what's left. You got anything, Sunshine? Uh oh. She took a deep breath. I told you my show triggers Sunshine every day. What you got to say, girl?
I think another part of it might also be that Is that working? No, I did that wrong. Hold on.
Can't see you.
Yeah, I tried. I'll work on it.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I think another part of it though might be that women are expecting a little bit more from men
Mm.
that our parents didn't or our grandparents didn't necessarily have to expect. We're kind of expecting a partner, or we're expecting our feelings to be validated and a part of the relationship. We're expecting the other person to have a personality. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Whereas it used to just be, hey, I liked you. And your daddy said yes, and I have a job, and you ain't got to worry about nothing, and
Right.
we gonna make some kids. And now women are actually asking for companionship. They're asking for those things that they've been asking from their friends or that they're
Mm.
receiving from their friends. And they're asking their man to have more of that ability to be that person for them, that safe space.
Mhm.
And I think for some men, it's like, I'm not cheating on you. I come home every night. I go to work. What else do you want from me?
Mm.
And women are like, if that's all that you have to offer, and I can get this other stimulation from my friends, and I can get the rest of the stimulation from a rose or from a person who also doesn't want those connections, then why should I obtain the goal of marriage?
Mm. And I can see that too. So I won't disagree with any of that cuz I sometimes I go back and forth with it because of how or the people that I meet. I am a walking contradiction as far as what I want cuz I might tell one person I'm looking for marriage. I might tell the next person I don't want to date at all. And it'll go by the interactions that I've had with the opposite sex. If I've had one too many interactions and they're all putting me in a negative space, then I'm like, forget about it. I'm just over it. But if I have like, or I see somebody else has a
Oh,
good
what is this? I just can't see.
outlook on or an outcome is what I meant to say. If I see someone else have a good outcome on someone they just met, then I'm like, oh, because I'm a very hopeful person. I'm like, oh, keep hope alive because if it worked for them, my turn is coming. I always say my turn is coming. But then I get into situations and I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm just gonna stay where I'm at. Just keep working on myself. And it's like, how much can you work and fix of yourself when it's other people who aren't doing the work? So every time somebody shows that they have not healed, then I'm like, oh, because of how I reacted to that, I need to fix me. Let me go work on such and such, not thinking, wait a minute. There was nothing wrong with how you interacted and how you conversed with this person. It was them on their end and how they are triggered and not healed. And you're like the receptive of what they had to say. And now you feel like, oh, it's me. I got to be the problem. Again, I keep going back to that post, the post that was on the hits page. And they're like, oh my gosh, she a gold digger and blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, maybe I was tripping. Cause I was like, it can't be 100 comments of people thinking that I was in the wrong.
But look at all the people who thought you were wrong. It's men who all felt like they should have been allowed to invade your space, your mental space like
Mm-hmm.
that, and see. Okay, I completely understood what you meant, and the reason why I understood what you meant is because there are certain boundaries for me
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not letting certain people cross, and you have to earn that. The way some men understand that you have to earn respect and that you have to earn loyalty, men don't always realize that you have to earn that ability to be able to talk to me like that. Like Jill Scott said, you can talk to me like that. You can tell me what to do if
If
you
you
can
can
tell
tell
me
me
what
what
to
to do,
do.
that
But if
part.
you can't tell me what to do, then you can't tell me what to do. If you can talk to me sexually, then you can talk to me sexually. But if you can't talk to me sexually, you haven't earned the right to talk to me
But
sexually.
let
And
me not
she,
to cut you off. That is the part where I said maybe I need to check myself because even if you can talk to me sexually, now you can't. Nobody can. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a trigger or if it's my
wait, wait,
cutoff
wait,
game
what?
is so strong.
Wait, what?
Like, even if it was somebody that I feel like is quote unquote high value, like they say some people, like if she would have liked him, he could talk to her certain kind of way. She just didn't like him. It was someone I really, really liked, and he came at me the same exact way and got cut off too. So I was like, maybe my cutoff game is too strong. Maybe I'm not like, they was like, she can't take a joke. Maybe I couldn't take a joke. So I'm like, do I need to fix that part about me? Like, am I tripping? Because it really had me thinking, am I tripping?
But then there are some men that are going to approach you and they're never going to bring up sex until you first put it out there. And then once you do, then they'll ease into it because you showed yourself to be a willing, recipient of it. Like, yeah, you can like a person and still not be in the mood to take it there. And
Yes, I'm
how
never in the
they
mood to
say
take
it
it
or
there.
what they do, it might be a turnoff for you.
And this is the thing. Anybody listening, if we have never had sex, I am never cool with a sexual conversation. Once we have sex, I probably will be the most inappropriate one in the interaction with us. You might send me something cute and sweet, and my mind is gonna go sexual.
That's me.
That's my favorite conversation with someone I'm sleeping with. If we're not there, I don't want to have that conversation, no matter how much I like you or how much I respect you. Again, the other day, so I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have said I was laying down. Maybe it was I invited that conversation. The other day,
because you ain't supposed to say stuff like, "Oh, I just got out of the shower."
Look,
yeah,
I just did that. So somebody asked me the other day what I'm doing. I said, "Hey, my replies are about to take a while because I'm about to jump in the shower real quick." Because I didn't want them to think like if you say something and I felt a type of way and then I just stopped responding.
But now they have this
I'm
image of you
he
getting
said,
in the
I
shower.
I can come and wash your back for you. Instantly done. Shut down. Don't text me no more. And to him, it was a joke. So I was like, okay, maybe you need to lighten up. But I was like, maybe you got to watch. You can't even say something as small as something that would make a man feel.
You give him an inch.
Yeah, you cannot give men inches.
No, they go balls deep. You be like, you just put the head in and they gonna go all the way in.
And I was saying that to not to even have him thinking about the shower. I was trying to be a person who communicates like, hey, we're having a great conversation, but I'm about to be away for a minute. I gotta go do something real quick.
You should have hit him like a video game. BRB. What did they say? Away from
now I know I can't
AFK, away from keyboard.
So I was like, okay. Now I'm like, okay, you can't do that. Nope, you can't say that. No, you can't wear that. No, you can't be this place. No,
you can't hug them.
You can't do nothing without a man wanting something to be sexual or hoping you go that way. It's crazy. And these are grown men. These are not even dudes in their 20s. These are grown freaking men that I'm having these conversations with. And I'm just like, I'm so agitated. I'm exhausted. I'm so over it, y'all. I am. We're going to take a quick break. And y'all know we got Wine and Women Wednesday. So we got to get our wine. We got to get my girl Ashley in here. And we'll be right back. L.I.C.K show.
Da 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 da. You get on my damn nerves. My patience running thin. This ain't even anger. Bitch, you make me anxious. This is barely about us. You got problems in your mind, and you keep making big threats, and we don't see eye to eye. You spend half your life with dilated pupils. I don't think you're nice, and you treat me kinda cruel. All your moves is crazy, you compromise my safety. All your friends are shady, they tried to warn me vaguely. You patronize me daily, you never call me baby or treat me like a lady. And mainly, quite frankly, you get on my damn nerves. My patience wearing thin, and this ain't even anger. Bitch, you make me anxious. This is barely about us. You got problems in your mind, and you keep making big threats, and we don't see eye to eye at your big ravage. You should have a grip on that reckless rage, and I should take a hint, cause my resting state shouldn't be delusional. I should contemplate how we got to this conclusion. Well, we used to have some things that seemed so sweet. You she swept me off of my feet. We used to hide the shit all down to his sides. Now we sharing this. Imagine if we stood our ground. I wish that we could work this out. Just kidding. You get on my damn nerves. My patience wearing thin, and this ain't even anger. Bitch, you make me anxious. This is better bonus. You got problems in your mind, and you keep making big threats, and we don't see eye to eye. Yeah, God, problems, and you get on my damn nerves.
Body image and positivity are major impacts in today's society. At Nurse to Beauty, we believe in bringing the beauty from within to the forefront. For those of you who are planning to have cosmetic surgery, Nurse to Beauty is ready and available for all of your post-operative needs. My name is Dontricia Dunham, and I am the registered nurse and owner. I have over 10 years of experience with emergency medicine that has aided me in giving quality medical care for cosmetic surgery clients. We specialize in a number of safe and effective options and solutions to help you achieve your ideal body image. Have a one-on-one virtual consultation via phone or private suite location. Have your lymphatic therapies and all other postoperative needs performed by a licensed medical professional. Mobile postoperative services are also available upon request. Not interested in cosmetic surgery at this time? No worries. We also provide an array of body modification services to fulfill all of your beauty enhancement requests. We understand how costly aftercare can be after a cosmetic surgery. Ask about our affordable payment plans today with instant approval and no hard credit check. Log on to www.nurse2beauty.com for more information. Call or text 404-849-0260. For education, client transformations, and reviews, follow all of our social medias at Nurse to Beauty. See you next time.
On the L.I.C.K show, Hits 92.3, and y'all know it is Whining Women Wednesdays. Oh, I remember when I first started this, I could not get that out to save my life.
No.
Say it. Say it real fast
No.
3 times.
No. I'm not going to do that.
Whining Women Wednesday, Whining Women Wednesday, Whining Women Wednesday. Period.
I'm not
So we are here. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, girl.
How you doing?
I'm good.
How's your week been so far?
It's been good.
It's been good.
Yep.
The sun is out. That pollen is pollinating.
Girl.
It's a mess. My car was blue. It's yellow now.
So stupid. How was your week?
My week has been good. It has been really, really good. I'm excited. Yesterday I slept and I laid down. I got out the bed and I had my robe on. And 11 o'clock last night, I still had my robe on. I said, I really relaxed today. I never do that. I didn't do no work. I started these flyers at 11 o'clock last night. I didn't do no work prior to that. I didn't check no emails. I really had an off day. I don't even know the last time I had a full-on, for real off day. So, yeah, my week has been great.
That's good.
All right, so before you got here, we were talking about why women are staying single to avoid marriage. Right. I was like, I can't really have that conversation with my girl because she is in a full-on fledged relationship.
And I is.
But they were pretty much saying the reason why women are staying single is to protect their, pretty much the same reasons men are.
Yeah.
To protect their peace. They want to focus on self-love and self-growth, traveling, careers, and just building themselves up. And they would prefer peace over problems. But
it's nothing wrong with that though. Like it's to each his own. It's not a problem because a woman decides to stay single, and I think society has a problem with it, but it's not a problem.
I think society. I think men have the issue with women wanting to be single. I think they feel like it's okay for men to be single, but it's taboo for a woman to want to
like
be
a
single.
red flag.
It's like a red flag if a woman wants to be single. Or I saw comments like another single woman. Like that's a negative thing. It's always
But
taken
have
to
they
be
also thought about, like, some women stay single to work on themselves?
exactly. I don't think
Like,
people
it's
think
not a
about it so
problem with
much.
being single.
Hey. All right, so I did have a disclaimer on my last video. On this one, I always have a thing. I start reading comments and then I forget my train of thought. So if you want to have a conversation on anything we're talking about today, make sure you go on and watch us on YouTube. If you want to comment, I can't read it because I'm going to lose track. So just call into the studio. Telephone number is 404-254-4347. Again, anybody else over there? 404-254-4347. The comment, the topic of the hour. You ready?
I'm ready.
Can a married man be successful in a leadership role if he isn't the provider? Financially, if he isn't the financial provider, can he still be in a successful leadership role in a marriage, not just a relationship? I'm gonna let you take it first this time.
Why are you
Usually
gonna
I
let
take it first.
Why?
What's your thoughts, Ashley?
My God, you would do this to me today of all day. I was choosing peace today.
You choosing peace.
But no.
Okay. Explain.
That's
That was
my
so
answer.
quick.
It's no.
That was a quick answer, Ashley. Why do you say no?
How can you be a leader? You're not a provider.
So what's your definition of a leader as a husband?
You have to be able to protect. You have to be able to provide. You have to, like, if you're not providing, what are you teaching our children?
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to help or I won't help, but like a husband is a provider.
Okay.
And I stand on that. It is what it is. A husband is a provider.
I thought she was going to like skate into that a little bit.
I'm not. Because, I mean.
She hit the slope. She ice skated into this one. She hit the slopes on y'all. Cheers.
But it is what it is. And I got some responses in my DMs from men.
Can we please read those? Because this question, I can't even believe I put this question out. I'm sweating.
I can't either. And when you sent it to me this morning, I was like, why the hell?
Because we said, when I asked you this last week when we were leaving out, the face you made, I said, oh no, we talk about this next week.
Yeah, but like, don't set me up. Like, don't set me up. Shit.
What are these comments, girl? What they saying?
Okay, so the first one, yes and no. A real man has instincts as a woman will never have, and vice versa. So if two individuals can put aside the money and just look at the goals and progress of what they are trying to achieve, it's working on no matter the role that they stick with. So basically they're saying that it's a yes and a no answer, and it's vice versa. If they can just put the financial aspect to the side, then it'll work.
Like whatever. Okay, that's one.
That's one.
Oh, y'all can see her face because y'all are on YouTube, so I ain't got to say that.
Oh, dang, they can. I forgot. I have to get used to this.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so what if after you're already a part of the relationship, you then find that they're not necessarily a leader? Or they, as we said earlier, if you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. If you can lead me, then you can lead me. If you find that they can't lead you, what are your requirements at that point?
See, I saved the safe stuff for 12 o'clock.
I see. Is this Indy calling in? Because he just said a message I should call in. Oh my God.
Hey, you're tuned into the L.I.C.K Show. Who we speaking to?
This is King from the Royal KELZ.
Hey, King gonna call every week, baby. I love it. Hey, King.
Week, baby. You know it.
What you gotta say?
Honestly, I'm gonna agree with her. No. A man cannot be a leader. Now, it doesn't only necessarily say that you have to have money to lead.
Thank you.
But the reason why I say that is because, like she said, naturally a man is to lead and provide, and naturally a woman is to nurture, right? And once those people come out of those places where the woman's going to feel like she has to provide or even help, that loses the respect. Even if it's not consciously in her forefront, eventually she's going to lose the respect because she's going to have to do all the hustling. She's going to have to do all the things. So with that being said, there's no way that you can kind of lead someone if you have nowhere to lead them to, you know? And usually the one that's more financially stable is the one that makes most of the decisions because they're the ones putting up the money for it. So if she's putting up all the money and he's leading in other ways, that can work, but I don't think it's going to work for most cases.
Okay, so let me ask you this before we let you go. When we say leading and providing, are you saying if he isn't paying 100% of the bills?
I just think that, I don't think that he can lead or provide without paying. My boss is my boss because not only is he created the company, but he's also the most paid, which allows me to be inspired and motivated to be led by someone. I can't be led by someone that's making less than me or doing less than me. That makes no sense because then I'm the leader, right? Because then I'm doing something right that you haven't done yet that's causing me to excel beyond you.
Mm. Okay.
So because a leader is not just leading, it's decision making, right? Proper
Correct.
decision making.
Mhm.
And clearly, if you're not providing the way you need to or want to, then you're not making the correct decisions, which makes me think that if you can't make the best decisions for your pockets, how can you make the best decisions for my life?
Okay, so then that goes
That
back to
changed
what
my
I asked right
mental.
before
Thank
he
you.
called.
Thank you so much.
That goes. Wait, no,
You're
keep him
welcome.
on. King, don't
she gotta
hang
say-
up.
Okay,
She want to
King.
say something to you. Don't hang up.
Okay.
So then that goes back to the question that I asked her right before you called.
Mhm.
If after you've already started the relationship or after you've already gotten into the marriage and you then find out that that person isn't able to be the leader or, as you say, take lead, what are you supposed to do? Because the other day y'all said, well, she gave up and she didn't wait long enough. So we curious
So
what we do here.
That's a
Well, I
good
think
one.
once you hit marriage, like I don't believe in divorce. So I think once you hit marriage, you have to then decide and figure it out from there. But I don't think no one should lead it to divorce because I think most things are fixable. Money is a fixable thing. I think at that time it needs to be a plan and it needs to be a plan of action. You know what I mean? Don't just talk about what we're gonna do. Let me I'm
So
sorry, I don't know her name, but
she should
like
make the
you said,
plan of
she will
action
help,
and she becomes the
but
leader.
If she makes the plan of
but
action,
then
she is the leader.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That
So
was going to be my question.
and so then again, I'm saying, so you're expecting her to be the leader
no, that's why I say I don't
because you
think
don't want
that
her to
she is the
leave.
leader.
If you're telling a woman not
And
to leave,
if she's in that process to where
Mhm.
she's still getting married with him using Sunshine's analogy, where she finds out when she gets married, then that's something. There had to be signs and clues before then,
mm,
Right. I mean, literally, for real.
which means that she's accepting her leadership role into the relationship. But I also don't think that's a successful marriage or relationship because once you go against your nature, when you go against what you're designed and just naturally here for, that's when you start having resentment. You know what I mean? So now the woman's going to be
that's
later.
very
Damn, I got
true.
to nurture you and provide for you too. I got to do this. I got to cook, clean, do this, and
Because you
take
know
care of
what?
the
This is
bills
the
too.
thing. Like, as a woman, we're automatically a cheerleader. So you mean I got to go to work, I got to provide, I have to map out the plan, and then I have to be your cheerleader? So who the hell is
And
my
I have to be your
cheerleader?
cheerleader. So
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
I
who's
don't think it's gonna
nurturing me?
work.
Who's my cheerleader?
I just have a question. Why you got all this
Yeah.
great insight, but then you still gay?
Right. We need you back on this
We
side.
need you back on this side.
God.
Like
And Samaj.
this not fair. This
Samaj
is exactly
the
why
most gentleman man I have ever met. And I'm like, really, Samaj?
this be pissing. Like they the smartest ones. What
smartest
is going
ones.
on? And you don't want nothing to do with a woman. Like
Now, he didn't say that.
I am attracted to women.
I just found that out on one of the episodes we had. He did
Yeah.
say that, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that."
but you try to holler
I
at
would
him
be
and his
considered a
boyfriend gonna kick your
pansexual.
tail.
I'm open.
You trying to get us
but,
beat up?
yeah.
That's what you're doing, King.
Oh my God.
You trying to get us
Okay,
beat up.
so
Thank you, King.
You're welcome. I'll be tuning in.
You are stupid, but they be the most. They're the most attractive. They are when
I'm
I say
hot
I
now,
love
y'all.
Samaj.
Like, this is too much. Like, today's,
Because
because today's episode is just like a lot.
It's a lot.
And y'all are triggering me, okay? And I am,
You.
and you know what? I am woman enough to say it on air. You're triggering me. Trigger. Okay. Here go our next one.
Hey, you tune into the Lick Show. Who we speaking to?
Indy.
Hey, Indy.
Hey, Indy.
Indy, turn your TV down.
Okay, what you got to say on the topic? So we're talking about, can a married man be successful in a leadership role if he isn't the provider?
Okay. Let's see. So it's hard to coincide both of those together, but because they mean two different things.
Okay.
But overall, my perspective as a man, I think that every man doesn't have it installed in them to be a leader, just like every individual doesn't have it installed in them for them to be a leader. A true alpha male in a relationship or any type of marriage is going to lead by example. And when I say lead by example, I mean guide your family, guide your wife, empower your family, right? A lot of times with men that are in relationships, they're not alpha males. They're not real leaders. So when you're looking for your man to be a leader, how can you ask for him to be a leader when he's not a leader in real life?
Oh,
right?
Okay, Indy.
So not to say that, as in a relationship, you do want your man to be a leader, but unfortunately your man's not a leader in real life. So you can only ask for so much from him. Now, providing is automatic as a man in a relationship.
I'm sorry. Repeat that last statement for me, please.
As far as providing, that's number one priority for a man in a relationship. That's a priority. That's damn near before God. In a sense, to be honest with you, if you're married, so it's like you can't coincide them together because every man is not a leader, and that just if you can't lead. How can you lead your woman if you can't even lead in real life?
And you know what? That is so crazy that you said that because I'm serious because my dude said the same thing when he saw the topic today. Mm-hmm. He said, if you're not a leader, then what is it, the blind leading the blind? I can let you see the message. He literally said that this morning. When I was talking about the topic. Well, there you have it, people.
Thank you so much for calling.
I love y'all show though.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
Y'all need to bring me on though.
With no men in the Wanted Women Wednesday.
We can't have you. But you know what? You can stay right here on my live because you be there every week, and I love it. Thank you so much, friend.
Can I ask y'all a question?
What?
Sure.
Can a woman lead in a relationship?
If y'all would let her.
I have led in a relationship.
You have?
I have.
She said you have.
I have.
So what's true empowerment? Is that one-sided or is that a two-sided street? Is that a two-way road or is that a one-sided thing?
It's a two-way street. It's not one-sided.
I think a lot of times in relationships we forget to empower each other.
That's why it's two ways.
And that's the sad part of relationships. We have so much morals and so many values, but in reality, when you come together as one, because now you're building together for whatever future y'all vision, but y'all supposed to empower each other. And I think when it comes to men these days, and I mean, I can only speak for these days because I don't know how it was before I was there, but in these days, men don't empower their women. Oh. And the women, y'all have been nurturers and housewives for so long that when y'all get y'all financials in order, above superb and above a man, y'all forget to empower y'all man as well. So it's like the relationships and marriages, obviously they're two different things, but in reality, the empowerment is we're so misguided as individuals. So how can we guide someone else?
Oh,
well.
Okay.
Left and right. And we've had two men call in and say, no. Just plain out no.
Thank you,
And on,
Indy.
Oh, thank you so much.
and the only reason I'm saying something because I just feel like I know that I'm a true alpha male, and I know that I lead in real life. So when I look at other people, everybody can't be a chief, and that's men too. You know, that's not a certain sex. Everybody can't be a chief. Somebody got to be an Indian, right? So unfortunately, those tools and those aspects are used towards relationships as well. Somebody got to be the chief. Somebody got to be the Indian.
That's true.
But when you got two Indians trying to lead each other, or the blind leading the blind, as Ashley Mann said, the blind leading the blind, you don't even have a direction where you're going. So who really did you trust with the guidance?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
so much.
Indy.
Again,
Oh,
that's
sweet
two-
Jesus.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
two different
so-
men that called in
so
to
we
say that they do not believe a man could be in a successful leadership role if he isn't the provider. So this is not just a bunch of women sitting around dogging out men.
And right, and I can, and so this is the thing. So when I posted the question or whatever, my own significant other commented, and I actually know Indy. So those are two people that I can vouch for that are definitely leaders when it comes to like providing for their home, and then also being able to lead their families to success and everything else that's necessary. So, all right,
This
that's
goes
all I
to
gotta say.
another question real fast.
Oh God.
If that is to be the case and that's the facts, should a man even be looking for a relationship or marriage if he's not in a position to be the leader in that role?
So, my opinion, as well as something that was told to me from men, no, men should not be looking for relationships. Now, it's okay if you want to date, that's one thing, or you want to go like whatever. But men should not be actively putting themselves into relationships if they cannot provide and lead, because that's your role.
That's your role.
Like that's your role. Just like if I, as a woman, if I wasn't capable of nurturing my family, then why do I need to be in a relationship? That's my role.
okay, so I want to add to that though, or at least pose a devil's advocate question, right? What if that man does not know that he's just not a leader?
And I think
Because
a lot
there
of
was
them don't
something
know.
right, because there
That's a
was
good
something
question.
that you said, and also that, what was the caller's name?
Who, Indy?
Indy, there was something that Indy said as well. A leader leads by example. Not everyone knows how to have really good leadership qualities. Some people believe it's, I'm going to bark these orders and tell you what to do and do as I say and not as I do.
But that's not a leader.
But they don't know that, and they believe that it is.
Or they just think because they heard that's what a man's role is,
Right.
that he automatically falls into that role.
Right.
Not
Crap.
knowing
I
that
hit
he
a
don't know
button.
how to do
My
it.
bad. I'm trying to fix this over here. But yes, like that is something that some people might actually believe. Like me personally, in my leadership style, I believe that as a leader, you lead from the front. It's going to fix. It'll catch up. As a leader, you lead from the front of the charge, and you pull people with you, right? Some people believe that the leader should be in the back telling everybody else what to do, and y'all go ahead and I stay here in safety or whatever.
But you have to lead by example. So even that's why I say it's a two-way street. So as a parent, you know, or whatever. So in certain instances, I do have to lead our children. You know what I'm saying? So like if my girls don't see that I can keep a house, then why are they going to keep a house? So I have to lead from the front. I can't lead from the back. I can't just dictate what they do. And
No,
not
I
show them.
absolutely believe in
No,
that style.
right. So I feel like that's a man. It's the same thing. So when it comes to men, you can't verbally just tell me that we need to do something. Like you need to show me. And you know, and in this particular instance, some case you need to walk me through certain, you know, aspects hand in hand until I get there, and then we go forward.
Teacher Nietzsche said people think Trump is a leader, but he's clearly a dictator, and that would be a relationship style, you know. We also have the Royal Couch. He is going off over here. Okay, he said, first of all, that would be the choice of the woman's decision because she still chooses to be with a man that is not a leader.
I agree.
And
Mhm.
so then that's where I say, but y'all keep
Sometimes
saying
you don't know, or
right.
they don't know.
Not even that, but it's more so a case of you say you don't believe in divorce, but what if it takes a while for a person to realize that this person, the person that they chose, doesn't have a leadership style that could lead them? That's what I think. That's
But
what
he
it
did
is.
say though that should be something that you would find out before marriage.
Okay, but what if you've grown? What if you've changed?
People change.
Right. What if you're not the same person at 20? Because like the person that you were at 20 and the person that you were leading at 20 is not the same person that you are in your 30s and being able to be led by that person.
So
I said that in my first episode.
I know that's what I'm bringing
So could
up.
that be
how
that
I
that person is just not growing, not necessarily that
People
you
don't-
are
everybody don't
growing?
grow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's just that person didn't grow, not
Mhm.
that they don't know how to lead, or that they were never a leader. Maybe in this next phase, their
Some
growth
people
doesn't
are-
match your growth.
Some people are content with where they are, and we
And
can't.
most
And this is
people
the thing.
are.
So
Most
this is the
people are.
thing. And Indy said you can't be a leader from the back of the line, but this is the thing. You can't be upset because a person is content where they are, right? So
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Let me
Let
make
her
sure
finish.
let me make sure I heard that right.
Mhm.
You can't be upset,
that a person is content with where they are.
not where you are, where they
Where
are.
they are.
Where
Okay.
they
The
are.
reason being is because that's that person's life. That's how that person views themselves and what they want to do. That has absolutely nothing to do with you. You mark your own path. You know what I'm saying? So that's why relationships, some grow, and then that's why some relationships stay stagnant, and that's why some relationships end. Relationships that end is because normally one person in that particular relationship decided, hey, this isn't working for me. I'm elevating, and this person is staying here, right? But then the relationship that stays stagnant is because the one person that says, hey, I'm okay with being here, you come to where they are and you just stay there. And then you have the relationship that elevates. It elevates because even if you decide to stay here and your partner goes here, you allow your partner to bring you there. And you guys keep elevating together. Because in this walk of life, you want to elevate. You don't want to stay here and you don't want to be like this. My opinion.
So I was watching. There's a show on Netflix called Running Point, I think it is, where the girl had a bunch of brothers. They owned this basketball team. One of the brothers had to go to rehab, so the sister got the next in line. She ran the hell out of this team. Meanwhile, she had a husband that is like a doctor. So prior to her getting this position, she just kind of was within the family. The family had money, so she comes from money. She just wasn't a boss. And her fiance was a boss. He's a doctor. He was the breadwinner. When the brother went to rehab, she became the CEO of the company. So now she's a boss, and her husband, her fiance, had to play the back seat, which he did. He knew she was busy. Obviously, he probably watched basketball, so he know how it goes. When it was the playoffs, he kind of had to fall back. He had to do this, he had to do that. Meanwhile, in his role at work, he was winning awards and stuff. He asked her to come one time to his award ceremony. His whole speech was about her, and she wasn't there. That was his breaking point to walk away. So it goes to like the elevating thing, but he wasn't necessarily stagnant. He was already in a career that he loved, and he was making a lot of money on. She just happened to be in a career that just oversee his career. So does that make her now the leader and he doesn't know how to lead because now he has to fall back in a role that's not leaderish? She wasn't at all.
My point exactly.
Yeah, she wasn't at
But
all.
So someone just said 85% of relationships have no leader or have guidance or even direction. It's based off of love, right? So my opinion, and
that is so true.
Y'all gonna crucify me, and I don't care. But in my opinion, like my relationship isn't ran off of love at all. Like I know my partner loves me. My partner knows that I love him, but my relationship was not built on that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you fall in and out of love with your partner. You know, like some days you might wake up and be like, this is not like, oh, like you're irritating me, whatever.
Yes.
Like you are going to fall in and out of love with your partner. Anybody that's been in a relationship or been married for long periods of time, they will tell you this. But it's more so on, can I walk this life with this person? Does this person have the best interest? Is this person loyal? Can this person lead me to where I need to be? That's what it is. It's not necessarily the love aspect, because if you are building a relationship off of nothing but completely love, you're gonna fail every frippling time, because love ain't just it.
I want to say, I think, to add and agree with your point, I think that comes a lot from people who have already been married. I think people who've never been married can't fathom getting married and it not be off of love. And they look at you like you saying being crucified. I don't think anybody who's ever been married looks at you like you're saying anything wrong. Because I
Girl, you
agree.
should see how they be, girl. They be on
And
it for
I
real.
guarantee most of them probably have never been married. Probably never been and getting proposed to. And no
Right.
shots. But people who have been married and divorced, they kind of feel like, I agree. It has to be more than just love.
It
Like,
has to,
we ain't kids no more.
because we
It's
aren't.
like, yeah, we grown. Does what you do fit into my lifestyle? Can we grow from there? Are we able to have emotionally intelligent conversations?
Yes.
Do we understand each other? Because people think just communication. You can tell somebody something till they blue in the face and they still don't know what you're saying. So it's
Girl.
understanding what a person says. Do we have the exact same understanding? And if not, are we empathetic enough to understand each other's points and move from there? That's what I think people who have been divorced, they look for that.
Yes.
And then love will come.
Because, like, honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and say that everything, and like, my significant other is a leader, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that everything that he says I 100% agree with. But I always listen to him. I listen to like his outlook on everything. We discuss things, and then we come to it together. Like, hey, this is what works best for our family, or whatever. And I ain't gonna hold you. A lot of the times, once he breaks it down, I'm like, oh, okay, like, you're right. I'd be like, okay, you're
I'll
right.
be quiet.
I'll be quiet.
I'll shut up.
But you got to have those healthy conversations. And I do feel like me being in a previous marriage has allowed me to be able to do that, because, hey, y'all, how y'all doing? So I feel like it helped me do that, because I got married for love. I didn't necessarily get married because of, like, leadership or loyalty or anything like that. I literally was moving off of love. And I'm never doing that again. I'm never moving off of just purely an emotion.
Yes, same. And I'm not even getting in a relationship off of a strong like does this make sense to even get in a relationship with this person? I need to see how you are before I even lock in with you
Indy just
as
said,
a one-on-one.
He said, I guess we in a small 15% of relationships that aren't based off of love.
I'm
A
telling
boss
you.
or a leader will always empower their spouse or the people around them. That's true.
Yes. And I agree. The first time was off of love. The second one for me was business, because I seen him already doing business. I just assumed he'd be able to lead. Sometimes that ain't even it. So it's always in taking the time to get to know somebody for real. One, before you even get in a relationship, and then definitely before you marry that person. Showing leadership skills. And it doesn't mean a leader has to be an entrepreneur either. How they are on their job, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have to be the manager either. But how they move, like, for instance, I know a guy that has a 9-to-5, but he has a 10-year plan of what he wants to do with his wife and his kids. That's a leader to me. And he's not the leader at his job. He works a regular job like regular people, and he has to answer to somebody. But when it comes to how he runs his household, he's absolutely a leader. And everything that he set in place, like, I talked to him years ago, and he was like, we're going to build this house, such and such. They did that. They just did that. Like, last year they built a house. So I'm like,
you know
everything
why,
he
though?
was saying.
Because he set a plan,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
he led his family
He
to
led
that plan.
Exactly. So that's why my point was, like, he's not the manager at his job. He's not the owner of the business, but he set a plan, and he's still the leader of his home because he followed his own plan. The family had to roll with that, and he got them a house built. Wife happy as hell.
That's what I'm talking about. Great leadership.
Yes, great leadership. So can a married man be successful in a leadership role if he isn't the provider? And I guess that's across the board. That no, I was surprised. I thought this was going to be more of a
I thought it was gonna be
head
terrible.
button.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
I thought
really
it was
not.
gonna be. I thought the men was gonna give it to us today. Like, y'all always want the man to pay for it, and then today, surprisingly enough, 100% of the men that called in was like, a man cannot lead if he isn't the provider. And I thought, I was kind of up and down on the answer, to be honest, because I feel like some people have a great some people know how to talk. They have great ideals, but they're not the person that can implement them. So if a man has a great ideal and he can tell you how to move, but he necessarily doesn't have the funds, does that mean he's not a leader? And I was kind of on the fence with that. Like, I don't know. And she's like, he's not. He can have great ideas all day, but if he can't fund it, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna shut up.
I understand though, because if it's such a great idea and you know how to make it happen, why you ain't did it?
Well, it might not be his vision. It might not be his dream, but if you give him an ideal, let's say
Then
I
you
want
got
to
to show
open.
me some kind of
Listen,
idea that you've done.
I want to open a restaurant, and he likes his little tech job where he fixes computers, right? I want to open a restaurant. He's like, oh, why don't you do such and such, or why don't you try blah blah blah? And like, yeah, do this and blah blah blah. And you're like, you know what? That's a great idea, but he don't have the money to help you open this restaurant. But he even gave you like, you look it up. You can find investors, and you can do such and such.
That's what I was gonna say. Okay, so wait, let me. Okay, because you know I'm solution based.
You know,
right?
I always like to play devil's advocate.
You know,
I'm
right?
just
'Cause I am
asking.
a solution based person.
Uh-huh.
So if he doesn't have the funds to assist with the investment, like you said, can you help me look up grants? Can we look up other people to help fund it? Are you going to be in there doing the legwork? Are we going to cut, prices on certain things by you being able to do this or do that? So that's still fine.
Okay. So what if he doesn't have any interest in entrepreneurship, but you need somebody to come vent to when you don't had a hard day and fall like on the site and like now I need to come to you and I'm here for emotional support. I'm here for whatever you need, but I don't want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to have to go in there and do the legwork for you because I like my little computer job. You didn't have this when we married.
That's why I personally only date entrepreneurs. I'm
Gotcha.
not dating. I can't because you don't have the same mindset as me, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And I'll say for me, I haven't always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I like my little job. And when I got with, I decided, oh, I like this world. It was a different world from what I was used to. So sometimes you grow and you change your mind after you're with somebody.
I've known since I was 8, I was going to be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I was kind of pushed into corporate America. Like my back was against the wall. I was pushed into corporate America. Mm-hmm. But even while working my corporate job, I knew that like I had a plan to get to 100% entrepreneurial.
Okay.
So I knew then I just can't date a person who wants to who's okay or who's comfortable with that being just it.
Okay.
Because that's not the end all be all. Because for me, with me being an entrepreneur, I set my own goal. Like I set my own, like finances.
Yes.
But when you work for someone, like they have the ability to feed you or not feed you, in my opinion. If you don't manage it right, you get what I'm saying? Because like if you're living check to check, and let's say your corporation decides to fire you tomorrow, you're living check to check, so you don't have that next check to come in to like help you. Mm-hmm. Now, if you working for corporate America and you're investing your money, and you have different avenues in that way, then you're fine. But it's just not for me, and I just can't see it.
That's fair.
And I'm okay, and I'm okay with that. I was single for years, and it worked out completely fine. I was still able to do what I needed to do. So I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is, and that's the part of knowing who you are and working on yourself that you're cool with being single or being in a relationship. And so, she's able to make those choices and decisions of who she wants to date.
I do,
and I think every woman. And so I need to get out of my mindset of making it okay for a man not to be a provider. Because in my mind, I'm like trying to think of the fair side of it. Because if I get with somebody, I'm not a stay-at-home type of woman. I'm not going to go work. I tried to go work a job, y'all. Last year, I tried so hard to go I tried 2 different times. And I was like,
but KELZ,
I got to come back within an hour. Ain't nobody finna tell me when I can come and go. I was out.
But this is the thing. Nobody is saying that it is a problem or whatever. It's more so you just have to do what kind of like works for you.
Right. But I know I'm saying like, I'll say some men, I'm not going to even say most. Some men have an issue with a woman wanting a man to be a provider because then they give you the excuses of there's a 1% man and it's too expensive in this world and this, that, and the third. And you hear all of this stuff. So you're like, am I being unrealistic? Because even I see it's expensive out here. Should I let off, like get off of their back a little bit and not expect them to be providers? But then when I hear men say that, I'm like, I'm just talking to the wrong room. I'm literally talking to the wrong room, and I need to get out of this room and get into the right room.
I think that's what it is. I think that when we're talking to somebody who can't provide on a level that we need, or that they they think that we need, because again, dealing with KELZ, you already have this idea of what KELZ is going to require, right? Because you're not able to meet that requirement, you then try to bring KELZ standard down by saying, oh, well, you just want a man that's a provider. You don't want to find a man that's just going to love you and be with you or whatever.
And I don't want a man that's just going to love me.
But that's because you can't provide the provide part. If you were able to provide the provide part, that wouldn't be an excuse for you. So you have to then try to diminish the standard. If you can then diminish the standard, you can still be a contender. Without diminishing that standard, you are no longer a contender. And so you have moved yourself out of the ranking because you know you can't provide.
So I have a question though. So if you had a man that was a good man, but he didn't have direction to lead, would he still be like in the runnings for you? And this is coming off of something Indy just said, like in the chat or whatever. So that's why I had that question.
I told you I'm a walking contradiction. If you ask me something today, my answer might change tomorrow. Yesterday, I probably would have said yes, he can. For the example that I just gave, he might have great ideals, but he can't do XYZ. Now, when I hear men say that's not how a man is supposed to operate, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. That changed everything for me. Because again, I expected this comment to be women saying a man can't lead if he isn't the provider. And I expected men to be like, y'all are being unfair. It doesn't always have to be money and this and the third. And the men are like, how is a man going to lead you if he's not the provider? So that changes my answer. And my answer now is no. He can't be.
Okay. There she has it.
So if I would have answered first, my whole thought process, that's why I'm quiet this episode. Usually I'm not this quiet.
You aren't this quiet. But see, from the beginning, when you sent it to me, that's how I looked at it, because like number one, like my number one thing or my number one requirement is your ability to lead. Mm-hmm. Because you either going to lead me to broke or you're going to lead me to where I need to be. And what I refuse to allow a man to lead me to broke. Because
I had a man lead me to broke.
And I can't go back there. Like, that's triggering for me. I cannot go back there. So, like, I'd rather, from your topic at noon, I'd rather stay single than to let a man lead me to broke.
There are a lot of comments on here, and I literally have it pinned with the question, and I say, I am only going to answer phone calls. So I'm not even going to read any of this. So if you want to comment, make sure you call in 404-254-4347. The number is on Instagram. The number is on YouTube. We would love to hear what you got to say, but I literally can't sit here and read this as I'm talking. I would rather hear your voice. So if you want to call in, again, the telephone number is 404-254-4347. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Decatur, Lithonia, Conyers, Covington, McDonough, and all surrounding areas. Something Special Bar and Lounge presents Music Bingo and Karaoke. That's right, you heard me. Music Bingo and Karaoke every Wednesday at Something Special Bar and Lounge. On the 1 and 2s, we got DJ P-Joe. Not to mention, we got the host with the most, KELZ. We got drink specials, plus the full kitchen, seafood dip, salmon bites, sweet heat wings, jerk chicken egg roll. From 5 to 7 is our happy hour. Mix and match, 2 items. Looking for good vibes, delicious drinks, delicious food. Something Special Bar and Lounge, 1377 Old McDonough Highway, Conyers, Georgia. The best spot on the east side. Express lunch on the go. Not to mention now open for lunch from 11 to 3 Monday through Friday. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Something Special Bar and Lounge.
Mason jar with issues to drink. The world ain't gold as you think. I'm Mona Lisa, ain't exempt to critique. Push. Rose through the gravel on my own too. Have fertilizer, but hella aphids to grow through. This garden belly sing medleys, we a cold crew. Do the rise through dew in the morning for the next crop of lies. The circle is cropped in size. Show me your team, I show you your future. Let's get this show on the road, these moments are crucial. Let's get established for all the people that's rooting. Don't let the castle get ruined. My roots, show me my roots, and I'm destined. And I'm destined. Feeling like Westbrook. Energy contagious, 100 watts on my best foot. Taking my best step. How can I hold my hand? My brother see me as best bet. I'ma let that sit. Rolling, rolling, we coasting high. Rolling, rolling, we floating high. To the sun, hey, we don't stop, hey, to the moon, yeah, hey. If it's beauty in the struggle, then I'm gorgeous. Top tier model chick, mileage can endorse this. I caught my wings in turbulence, my mama said endure this. Yamcha in the yellow suit, I'm 101 in courtsing. Seeing 2020 for the 2-0. Used to take pills, thought I'd never see my 2-0. Now I swing for mountains, rocky times, bring out the too low. A shortstop on the road, but I'm gold, ain't never so on Icadil. Man, I'm Cusco, Kuzma if you try to run it too. Too slow to guard me at the 4. I'm 5'5", but reach your rims and more. And my sights in foreign land shows. Like, let's go to Paris and wake up in Tokyo. Walk on water when I'm off jack. Placebo in my cup, I'm over special. I don't need that. Divinity inspired lines, I make a couple off rap. A cup of Joe to wake 'em up and bounce off walls like Mike Jack. It's like that. Push. Rolling, rolling, we coasting high. Rolling, rolling, we floating high. To the sun. Hey, we don't stop, hey, to the moon, hey, we gon' fly. Push, push,
All right. We are back with the L.I.C.K show on Hits 92.3. So the question is, can a married man be successful in a leadership role if he isn't the provider? Now, the question that I have, if a woman wants to lead, does that even matter? Can he still be a quote unquote provider if she doesn't want him to be the leader? She kind of wants to lead. How does that household look?
Well, if I make the money and I pay the bills, I'm the leader.
You are the leader, period.
It is what it is. So, I mean,
I'm sorry, y'all. My mind is blown today.
That's all I have to say.
Okay, so y'all keep saying if I make the money. What if y'all equal? What if y'all bring in the same amount of money? What if y'all doing the whole 50-50? You doing the whole 50-50 thing, right?
What's 50-50?
Like you take care of the kids, 50-50. You do the bills, 50-50. You know what I mean?
Like,
so
he paying the bills and you paying the bills too?
Mm-hmm.
So it's in no relationship is a relationship ever going to be 50-50. I don't care what we break down or how we break it down. No relationship is ever 50-50. I'm so sick of the 50-50 talk because you're not breaking everything down 50-50. You're not cooking meals 50-50. You're not breaking the bills down 50-50. You're not taking care of the kids 50-50. You're going to get your car maintenance 50-50. Are you emotionally there for the person 50-50? No, you're not. It's no way humanly possible that you can do that.
Yeah, somebody might bring 70% today. Somebody might have 0. I don't have nothing to give to this relationship today. You got to carry it.
But but the thing about it is, in a relationship though, if your man or your significant other is paying 100% of the bills or whatever, that don't mean you go out there and just blow your money. You still need to be his backbone, and you still need to save, and you need to have something for a rainy day. Because I'm not saying that because you're a leader, you won't, like we won't take a financial loss or we won't take a loss in something else. But that's where you come in as a helpmate. You know what I'm saying? Like I was created to be a helpmate. I wasn't created to be a leader. I was created to be someone's helpmate. So I'm gonna always be your helpmate. I'm gonna have it. Like I'm gonna have you, but I'm not leading with it. Like it, no.
And so that made me think of something when you just said that. The hardest working woman I have ever met in my life is my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My dad does not want her to work. He does not want her to pay a single bill. He feels like she should just be a pretty princess. And she will not take a day off of work. So she works because she wants to. He's still the provider. Now, in the last couple of months, he got hurt at work and he's older now. So healing from broken bones and stuff is not going to be the same as if you were a kid. So he hasn't been to work in months to where now she has to pay all of the bills.
So what is she? She is
She's a
his
help.
what?
She's a
Help
helpmate.
mate.
That's what made me think of it when you said that, because I'm like, she literally now she steps up to the plate and does what she needs to do. But again, she didn't have to work. She worked because she wanted to. It
And
wasn't
you
a
want me to tell you
necessity.
something? That is the difference between little girls and grown women, in my
Mhm.
opinion, because she could have easily sat home, shop, took care of the kids, or did whatever. But then, if anything ever happened to your dad, like it is now, like it just
Mhm.
did, she wouldn't have been able to be his backbone.
Exactly.
We have to learn that even though our significant others are able to do things 100%, and in today's time, it's kind of hard. But if our significant others are able, then you need to be able to have their back
Mhm.
in the event that anything happens. And that's the problem. We don't want to do that. We want to go buy Birkins. We want to go buy Chanel. We want to go buy Rolexes. We want to go do all this, but you're not able to be his helpmate.
And then if something happens, now she looking like, what we gonna do? Because she wasn't putting her money up.
Yes, Indy, you can call back in. You have a question.
So if you're just tuned in, can a married man be successful in a leadership role if he isn't the provider? And 100% of everybody is saying no. A man cannot be in a successful leadership role if he is not the provider. And this is not women calling in. We have had 100% men calling in to give their opinion. And every single man that called in was saying no, he cannot be the leader if he is not the provider.
And the thing about it is, like, a great leader makes you want to do, because like the way that my household is pushed, like I want to, like get up and do and like get more money, because I feel like dang, this we all can do around here. Like we all could be sitting nice and pretty. Like I like that. So if your significant other can't get you into that giddy mode when it comes to that and how your future should look, then
And again, can we add the right woman? We should say that every single week.
The right woman.
Just because you are a woman doesn't mean you're
woman.
the one worth being provided for.
Here we go.
Hey, you're tuned into the L.I.C.K Show. Who we speaking to?
Indy.
Okay, Indy.
Hey, Indy. What you got to say?
I got a question though.
Okay.
So in a relationship, marriage, so if a woman has a job and a man has a job, what's the true definition of a provider should the man do?
You tell us. You said the man was the provider. What you wanted to do?
Okay, so what do you want him to provide? I just want to ask that question. What do you want him to provide?
You want to go?
No, because this is new for me.
So for me, in my opinion, I'm not paying rent. I'm not paying like the mortgage. You're supposed to be able to pay that. Now, if you need me to pay a household bill, I'm okay with that. But I'm not paying the rent. I'm not paying the mortgage, because in my opinion, that's your job as the leader and as the provider.
So what about the utilities? Who pays that?
That's what I'm saying. I pay a household bill.
You said
What about the other lady? How y'all feel about it?
What you got to say,
How y'all
KELZ?
feel about it?
I don't know. And when I said this is like all new to me,
but I'm saying,
my mindset was completely different walking in the door today.
But I might not be the woman. I don't even pay for my car, so like,
and I pay for all my stuff, and
so,
I don't want that in my future. And the reason I say that is because of the person that I dealt with, and I don't think every person should be gauged off of him. But like I said, when I hear other men talk about being a provider, I'm like, I'm in the wrong room, because I'm feeling like you have to help financially.
Okay, so Indy, you tell us what you think.
I think because every man is not rich, right? So I think as provider, every bill that's entitled to that household should be paid by the man, right? Now,
let me ask you, not to cut you off. I just want to make sure I'm clear. You're talking about rent, mortgage, and utilities are paid by the man.
I'm talking about every bill entitled to that household is that man's job.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Now, this is where I part ways.
Mm-hmm.
Shopping, extracurriculum, going on trip with your girls. That's not his job.
Okay,
so,
I can dig it.
I would take that.
And the reason why I say that's not his job is because if he's paying all the bills that's entitled to the house, that's including your car note, entitled to the house, everything that's entitled to the house, cell phone bill, all that. Every bill that's entitled to that house, the man is paying. Then why do he need to pay for extracurricular activities outside of going on dinner?
I agree with you.
Together?
So my belief system is that if I wasn't here, how would you do these things? Like, as a man, if you're not living with your mother and I'm not here, you still had to pay for your rent. You still had to pay for your utilities. I believe a man should be able to cover all of the expenses that he would have whether I'm in this household or not. If I leave tomorrow, you still have to pay your electricity bill. You still have to pay your water. You still got to pay your phone bill and stuff. My car note, hey, if you can pay my car note, that's awesome, but that's my car. I'm going to leave with this car. That's my car. You know what I mean? But there are certain expense. Now, if you have enough to cover it, that's what's up. But I agree with him. Anything that has to do with that house, technically, if you are the provider, like if you are the provider, that is when I see you as the provider. If I am having to put in on anything, then you're not a provider and I'm, the nurturer. We are equals.
Right.
But again, that's the difference, in my opinion. That separates leadership from the non-leaders.
Right.
Because he understands that, like he taking that leading role.
Indy, I got a question for
So
you.
like, so hold on, before you ask me that, so like in my household, right? My woman keeps all her money. And whatever she decides to do with her money, as long as she's making the best financial decisions, I'm cool with it. But understand every bill in this house is being taken care of, so there should be no reason why you don't have no money.
That's true. And you know what? You want me to tell you what I have to say? Because like, when I always see how women ask men to get their hair done or get their nails done and stuff like that, I don't feel like that's my man's job. Because guess what? I'm gonna do that regardless. So if you take care of the stuff in our home, why?
I'm sorry about that though. I paid to get nails. To this day.
But you want me to tell you something? I ain't gonna hold you because like we will go on nail days, but it's not a requirement. You know what I'm saying? So like when I say you don't have to, it's not a requirement. So like today, I went and got my nails done before I came to film because I broke a nail and that's tacky. I didn't call him and say, "Oh, babe, can you send me $90 to go get my nails?" I'm not gonna do that. But if you wake up in the morning and you say, "Hey, like let's go on a nail date," then like I'm cool with that. But like that's not a requirement because again, you pay our home bills. Now, but see, that's a difference. So like you pay our home bills, you take care, like you pay for my car, you take care of 100% of the, like you take care of 100% of the children bills. Like I don't pay for shit when it comes to children, and these ain't even children that came out your nutsack. You get what I'm saying? So like if you're handling all of that, I'm not about to ask you for no petty money to go get my nails done.
I'm definitely not asking.
The only reason I do it, let me tell you the reason why I do it, is because like I'm infatuated with hygiene, right? Like I feel like if I see a woman, and I do this a lot, when I see a woman and they put together, they look nice, and I look at their hands, I just shake my head, because I'm like, you might not have $1 million, but you can't tell me that you can't afford to get your nails every 2 weeks done. It's just, you can't.
I'm sorry, every week and a half.
Why you can't get your nails done every 2 weeks? This shit is the cheapest thing that you're paying for. I mean, the hair is expensive. I mean, actually know that. So that's the cheapest shit, and you can't maintain that. So I can't fuck with you. Like I can't fuck with a woman who can't maintain her personal hygiene. I can't. I just can't. But I do it because that's what I've been doing. That's what I'm accustomed to doing. My dad, he took care of my mom. Like when they divorced, my mom had so much money that she didn't even ask him for alimony.
So that's what I was going to ask you though, because a lot of men that I know who actually are this particular way, either they were raised by their father, or their father was in their lives and they saw their father do it, or two, they were raised by a single woman that they saw struggle. So I didn't even know that about you, Indy, and I've known you for years.
Yeah, I grew up in a 2-parent household, and I watched my dad stand on business. And yeah, he might not bought us the J's or the most expensive shit,
but he made sure that this household was taken care of and everybody was comfortable and good. Now, whatever my mom did outside of with her money, that was on her. And he always explained to her, like, you should never tell me that you're broke because you don't pay no bills. I mean, not one bill. So my mom always had money. So like it would be times where we would go out to eat, and you know, as I'm growing up, I'm seeing my dad do it. Then as I get older, I'm seeing my mom like, you know, she'll pay for dinner, and sometimes I was confused because I'm like, why is my mom paying for dinner? Like, you the man, you're supposed to be paying for this. And one day they sat me down and said, listen, it's okay for a woman to pay for something every now and then, especially if this man take care of her.
Yep, I agree.
So when I seen that and I heard that, it changed my whole outlook on what a man's supposed to do. I want to make sure my woman is empowered. I want to make sure that if she's making money, I want to make sure she's keeping her money. I don't want to take from her money because I'm going to make money regardless. Like, I don't give a damn. I can be asleep. I'm going to make money regardless. But I want my woman to be in position to do whatever she inquires in her dreams. Whatever her dreams are, like, I want you to be in position to be able to do that, and I want to be able to add to it. I don't want to be taken from it. I think most men take away from their woman. They take so much things. They take their emotional state away. They take their financials away. They take so much things away from the woman to where she's so tore down that only thing she can do is nurture. She can't do anything else because the man takes so much things away from her.
Andy, when your birthday again? Mark?
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
Okay. I got 2 questions for you. 1, are you married?
I'm on the path.
Okay. And 2, what do you require? Not what do you want. What do you require from her in the relationship if financial is not that?
I require her to be, number one, as y'all already know, a nurturer. Because as men, we need that. We need that. Like, we don't want, let's just say if I was a street dude. I don't want to be in the streets and I being tough and then I got to come home and act up. Like, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I want to come home and be who I am, who I really am, right? So I want my woman to be a nurturer. I want her to collab together to make the best decisions. Don't make decisions based off emotions. Because as women, sometimes y'all do that a lot. Y'all make decisions based off emotions. And sometimes that should be the fucking wrong decision. So that's what I look for. I look for someone I can have an intelligent conversation with. I don't want to talk about the new Jordans that's coming out next week.
Ooh.
I don't want to talk about shit like that. I want to talk about paths to making sure that your credit is good. I want to talk about paths to making sure that you are successful with or without me. Like, I don't want to, if I'm gone, God forbid that the Lord take me off this earth, but I want to make sure that if He do, and we a family, then you in good position because you know what to do. I look for a woman to really, honestly listen. It's so hard for women to listen for some odd reason. I don't know why you don't want to listen, but it's so hard for y'all to listen. And I guess sometimes y'all have been misguided by the wrong leader. Sometimes y'all have bad leaders. I see all the time where housewives, Atlanta housewives, where when the man makes all the money and the woman just glorified, walking around scrolling, just living her best life. But when she get home, she don't want to be the nurturer. She don't want to do those things. She just want to enjoy the luxury life. Like, I despise that. I despise a woman who sucks the energy out of a man based off his financials. Because as men, that's why we cheat. We don't cheat for a woman who has money. We don't cheat for a woman who is beautiful, who is more beautiful than our woman. We cheat because we're not getting the same things that y'all want. We're not getting them things from y'all, so we go cheat. Now, sexually, if you're in a bad position sexually, you shouldn't even be in a relationship. If y'all sex not good from the start, it ain't gonna be good at the end. So entitlement to sex is one thing too. So I gotta have a good sexual partner. Like for real. Like I want to have a great sexual partner that satisfies my needs, and I can satisfy her needs. If I can't satisfy you, I'm not. We can't be together. Don't try to be with me just because I got money. Be with me because you care about all four corners of me. You don't just care about I got money. No, I want you to care that I can provide for you. I can sexually satisfy you. I'm a great leader. I got emotional intelligence.
I love that. So one more question for you. Does this arrangement only work when you're living together? Because it sounds like if the person's paying the bills and obviously you're living together, does it start before you're living together, or just once that starts? Like, how is a man providing leadership if you're not living in the same home?
It's crazy that you say that because the first 2 years of my relationship was long distance, and I still paid all the bills.
Okay.
I still paid all the bills. So for me, that's my job. Like I just can't. When I say I do or we together, everything changes as far as the providing, as far as the quality of leadership. Everything changes from that day on. Now dating and having fun, and I guess these new young kids call it FWB, friends with benefits. That shit is cool, but when it's time to really lock in, you gotta lock in.
So what if he can't financially provide two households? Is he just not the provider type? Like, I'm trying to figure out what to do. Well, because that's like instantly thinking in my mind, just off of rent and mortgage, that might be about $4,000 right there.
Okay, so in my situation, I had gotten to a, short story. I lost a lot of money, and I had to make a decision. Can I continue to do two? Or can I combine and just do one? And I made the decision to combine and do one because I didn't want to lose the love of my life.
Say that. You better say that.
That's what I'm talking about. That's an alpha
male
provider. That's a
leader. That was a hard decision. I mean, Ashley knows that I have a son. I love him dearly to the core. But I travel back and forth to Atlanta every week. Sometimes every other week, to make sure that I'm still handling my responsibilities to be a dad. So, but we make sacrifices all the time. We make sacrifices to go buy them new Jordans. We make sacrifices to go buy them chains. Or we can't make sacrifices for our family.
Period. All right, thank you so much for calling in. You the man. Let me make sure we appreciate you as a human being. You being a black man, we love you up here.
But I'm getting a lot of money though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right, thank you.
Bye. Y'all, we just listened to Indy talk, right? So seriously, the one thing that he said is like we don't like to listen. I ain't gonna hold you. I just learned with this new relationship. The man got me in tears over here. It's like it's so many out here who really just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I had to go through previous relationships in order for me to be able to get where I am now, to listen. You know what I'm saying? Because I was not a listener. I would not listen at all. Like you couldn't, because I felt like I was the leader. So
I listened to the wrong ones.
No.
They don't even be leaders and I be listening. So just imagine. Can you imagine who I am as a woman and how I move? If I had a provider man, if I do this for a broke one or one that's like trying to better himself, and I'm the way I am with him, can you imagine if I had a guy like that? And I'm not saying he's better than everybody else, so I don't want anybody thinking that, but that was a real man that just called in.
First off, that's why my song be like, turn me up, it's my birthday.
And he's like, the main thing that stood out to me, what he said, was not just the fact that he pays the bills. His reasoning that he wants the woman to pay the bills was simply because he wants her to follow her dreams. He wants her to do what she needs to do with her money. And he's good on his end. He actually wants to provide, not necessarily because I want her, I have to do this. Because I feel like even if he wasn't with her and he was with anybody, he would still be the provider because that's the
But
man
he would
is.
though, and like this is from a person like I know him. He would, like it's
Mhm.
not just because of that's who he's with. Like his nature is provider. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and again, it's not in everybody. And the one thing that stood out to me was the fact that he had to make that decision. Like I had to make the decision, either keep the two households or we combine it into one. And ultimately, it's like they combined it into one, but he made the move.
He made the move. I caught that because he said he was coming to Atlanta to see his son. I said, wait a minute. I asked Ashley off the side. I said, did that man move? He left Georgia to go be with her and still coming here to take care of the responsibilities that he has here in Georgia.
Because that's the thing. When men find that one and she is the right one, they will move heaven, earth, moons, and mountains for you. But they got to have it in them, though. I'm serious. Like they will. They got to have it in them.
I just don't attract the men that have it in them, is what I'm saying. I'm in the wrong rooms.
You attracting the men that need you.
Yes.
That's the thing. So I never want to
and even if they don't need me, it's not much they can do for me. Let me say that. They don't know what to do with me.
And
they don't know what to do with me.
That's a problem. Because like mine saw my potential, but he still was able to he was like, okay, this, like this what it is, but
I'm frustrated.
We can go here. And I'll tell you, that's why
in a different way now.
That's what I'm saying. Like the topic is very triggering, you know what I'm saying, on two different levels, because but this is a good one though. I like this one.
And I'm so glad not a single woman called in. I'm surprised about that. Not a single woman called in, so I'm glad about that. Where it doesn't make it look like if we agree that we're gold diggers. Because if it was only women that called in, I guarantee people watching this and watching it back later is going to say, oh, they're the gold diggers. Oh, they only want men with money. When the men have called in and said a real man is a leader if he is a provider. So these are men that called in. So if anybody feels any type of way, y'all take it up with y'all own sex.
Yeah.
They said it.
Because they said it. And the thing is, the men that called in are actually the men that spoke are men that actually do it. So,
and I keep listening to the ones who can't, that make it seem like when a woman wants something, she's again, we talked about this before you got here, that they would say that my standards are too high. And it's not that I think I'm all that, or I got this going and I don't fall short, or I don't have red flags. I got a ton of red flags. But there's certain things that I want and I don't want that are basic that men would take to be high standards.
And then
it's so basic.
So this is the thing.
I'm frustrated.
When men are looking for that person that they're gonna do life with, right? And they're gonna build with or whatever, you have to bring more to the table than some used coochie.
Yes.
But
that's all they want.
But I'm just saying, but that's all you're gonna bring to the table. They can go get that from anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Bring something else to the table. Bring something else to the table that's of value, and you'll see how your life change. 100%.
Do with me.
Because I went from paying 100%
to paying.
I mean, car, kids. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. I literally don't have much to say today. I don't know what to say.
And I'm so surprised, y'all. She is speechless. It's so hilarious because she's never
I'm never speechless.
Other than when she sings the song. You doing that song at karaoke tonight?
I need
to. And I can't even make it.
Oh my! And you notice and I promise I'm not being funny. But you notice we ain't got no comments.
None.
Nobody else is calling in.
They don't have nothing to say.
They are triggered because they are not the provider type, and they don't.
And that's okay.
And it's not that they don't want to be. Some people are just not in the financial position to be. So I'll be feeling bad. I don't want to just shut them out because it's not like they don't want to be. They just can't afford to be.
But this is the thing.
So what do they do?
This is the thing. But if you mine said, and we listened to what Indy said. Did you hear him say he was in a relationship and trying to do all of this and he didn't have no money?
He didn't say that.
Okay, because guess what? You have to as a man, you have to get yourself to where you need to be in order to, go forward. Mine told me from day one, he knew I was coming in as a single mom or whatever with 2 children. And he told me from day one, he wasn't making the step for us to make it official until he knew that he could 100% do what he needed to do for all 5 of our children, because we have 5 combined, plus our home, and still live the same lifestyle. And when I say the same lifestyle, like we travel multiple times a month. His thing is jewelry, his thing is cars. So he still needs to be able to do all of that and still be able to provide 100% for our home. And I can say he stood on business, okay? So men they elevate and they do what they want to do for the right person.
And let me say this. When you grow as a person, when you don't have money, you stay in a certain neighborhood. When you get money, you move out of that neighborhood and you move into something better.
Mm-hmm.
When you grow as a person, you don't hang with the same type of friends.
You don't.
You get friends that are on the same level as you. In my mind, a light bulb just went off. You are dating men on a level that you're no longer at. I'm not there anymore. And to still be down and still be real, I keep entertaining dudes that aren't on my level. And I hate to say that publicly because I don't want to be judged.
But another thing you have to also keep in mind, right? So when you are on a different level and you don't hang out with the same friends, until you find that new group, what are you okay with? Hanging by yourself, right?
Yeah.
So that goes back to the original topic. So that's what I'm saying. So when you do not have a friend that's in the level that you're particularly going into, and you are in and you're by yourself, you're okay with being by yourself. So why is it a problem for you to be in a good space, a good financial space, and you're in a good business space, but it's not okay for you to be by yourself until you get into the room with the type of man that you need to lead you. So it's okay. It is okay to be single. That's why it goes back to the original topic before I got here. Like, it's okay to be single and get where you need to be. We have to work on us before we can work on being in a situation with anyone. Y'all gonna make me cry today, okay? Because this is not it. And I ain't soft. Oh, we got a caller. Hi, caller. Who's speaking? Go ahead. I can't because I'm teary-eyed.
Can I not say my name?
You don't have to say your name.
You don't have to say.
I was just watching a portion of the Instagram live, and I just wanted to add that I probably missed a large portion of the conversation, but I wanted to say that with what I heard you young lady saying, that it's 100% right, that a woman's standards can't be too high. It's not possible because by nature, a woman cultivates a vision. A woman nurtures a vision. So if a man is coming to the situation, he should be equipped to give a vision that can be cultivated and nurtured, that he can support. Because if I give you the resources, then it should be able to happen. But if I'm not there and I'm not ready, then I don't bring that lady into my life because I know where I'm trying to go. Like Ashley was saying, the dude that she's dealing with or whatever knew the level that he was trying to live at already. So I'm not trying to compromise my level of living for anything, but I want you in my life. So until I'm ready to have you in my life, let me make sure that I have extra resources to create the vision for you to nurture and sustain it so that it can continue to get better. Not that I have to take steps back. Like you said, moving into a new neighborhood, when I got the resources to move to a neighborhood, I'm going to do it. Until then, I got to stay where I'm at. So that may mean being single, not trying to lie to a young lady or whatever, trying to make her believe in something, believe in my potential. The potential is great. But if you're not there yet as a dude, you just got to wait. It's just that simple.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. Oh my God.
You are tuned into the L.I.C.K show. Who we speaking to?
Hello.
Hey, you're tuned into the L.I.C.K show. Who we speaking to?
Hi, my name is DJ La Bonita.
Hi, lady. What do you got to say?
Hi. I wanted to answer the question. Is that possible?
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You want me to go ahead and answer it?
Yes.
In my opinion? Okay. For my views, yes, absolutely. I would say yes, absolutely, because I was once married and my ex-husband was in the military. He was new, but the reason I married him is because I choose to love him for the person that he was and the man that he was, not the amount of money that he made. And I was young and I knew that. So even growing older, I understand that you want to choose a man for his qualities, for his structure, his order and decorum. That doesn't necessarily mean that he is a provider, but he can provide other things outside of financially. Safety is key. And so, a lot of people don't understand the providing aspect, but to me, I say, yes, it is possible for a man to lead his family without providing, because there's other ways to provide outside of financially.
And that's fair. All right. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just want y'all to know this is the first episode. Y'all got me in here teary-eyed. I do not like this.
I don't like it either.
I do not like
I'm like,
this.
where is this coming from?
This is too much.
Whew. Okay, take a deep breath. What's your mantras, Sunshine? We need it. Hold on, I gotta read something. I usually don't read my comments. Somebody C Awards, KELZ, we wanted to formally congratulate you on your Personality of the Year nomination, and hopefully you'll be able to come out. Yay!
Oh,
Thank
that's
you
good.
so
Let's
much.
go, KELZ.
Shout out to the C Awards. Okay, thank you. Sunshine, come on. I'm like, y'all don't understand. Okay, come on, because I'm about to cry again. What's your breathing techniques that you be doing?
I'm done.
Baby, you want to hear my breathing technique right now for everything that I've been listening?
You there too?
Wait,
am I the only one
Y'all
that...
literally have me speechless in a good way. It's not even a negative way. I don't even want to say that because my voice be cracking.
I know, right?
I love the men today, for real. It's like it opened up a whole new world, for real, for real.
I just want Sunshine to stop.
Oh, take a deep breath.
I don't have no more wine to drink.
Not a drop.
I got some Ciroc.
Women Wednesday got us in here whining.
I got some Ciroc. Because
I don't want no goddamn
at this
Ciroc.
point, we need some tequila or something. I don't like this. What's the question for next week, KELZ?
We don't know yet.
We don't know. But I will say, today was a good episode. It was very therapeutic for me, in a mindset of you have to grow even when you don't want to.
You do. In all relationships. You do. And it's okay. Don't let nobody tell you no different. Because the thing is, people going to come around and they're going to, they're going to put things in your head or try to that, you're a gold digger or, you're unrealistic. But that's not true. Because as you can see, it's really men out here who want to lead. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not a problem.
If you want to lead, come find me.
And let me tell you, that's the thing though. Most of the time,
if you can't lead, stop trying to find me and stop pretending to do certain things, and you can't.
And that's the thing. Going. Most of the times, that person's gonna come into your life when neither one of you are actually looking, and that's gonna be the best relationship. It's gonna be the best friendship ever. I promise you. I'm telling you, girl.
They said find me too. All right. Well, that is so the question of the day was, can a married man be successful in a leadership role if he isn't the provider? Now, we did have someone say yes, he can, because he can provide in other ways. But hearing men talk, men was like, no, you cannot be a provider. I mean, you cannot be a leader if you're not the provider in a relationship. And they were even saying, if you're not in that position, you should not be trying to date seriously. I agree. So again, tell the people where to find you, because that's all. I don't have much to say today. I'm just listening.
It's okay. So you can find me on Instagram, mz.ashleynicole. My hair page is Hair Rehab ATL. And then I am a Georgia realtor. You can find me at Aspire the Home. And I got you.
Love it, love it. What's today, Lord? I can't even think straight.
She can't think.
What we
Y'all,
got
she's
today?
going to be at something special.
Thank you. Because I am.
I knew that.
4 o'clock, we got Unboxed Top 10. 5 o'clock, we got Go to Truth. 6 o'clock, we have relationship advice from a single guy. We got Queen at 7. I still haven't learned the name of her show. Voicing Voicing with Queen. And then you got me at Something Special hosting karaoke and music bingo with P-Joe. I'm going to shout out again C Awards. I just got nominated for Personality of the Year. I've been busting my ass. So I just need a man to be like, you know what? Let me reward you for all the work you've done. That's what I need, Lord. Please. So I'm as I put myself in different rooms for everything else in my life, I'm learning I have to do the same thing when it comes to relationships.
You do.
And it's a hard pill to swallow for me.
You do.
So you can find me on all social media platforms at The Real Who Is KELZ. Make sure you follow the radio station at Hits 92.3. And we have our flagship show, All Hustle No Fear, that's on every Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. And also, going forward, I tested it this week. It's been going every day at 6 a.m. You'll get the recaps of the L.I.C.K show every morning from 6 to 8 a.m. So this will be replayed tomorrow. So if you missed us today, don't worry. If you are tuned in at 6 o'clock tomorrow, this has been aired Wednesday, 12 to 2 p.m. And we are re-airing at 6 a.m. every morning. So y'all have an amazing night. Peace.
Bye.
Decatur, Lithonia, Conyers, Covington, McDonough, and all surrounding areas. Something Special Bar and Lounge presents Music Bingo and Karaoke. That's right, you heard me. Music Bingo and Karaoke every Wednesday at Something Special Bar and Lounge. On the 1 and 2s, we got DJ P-Joe. Not to mention, we got the host with the most, KELZ. We got drink specials, plus the full kitchen, seafood dip, salmon bites, sweet heat wings, jerk chicken egg roll. From 5 to 7 is our happy hour. Mix and match, 2 items, looking for good vibes, delicious drinks, delicious food. Something Special Bar and Lounge, 1377 Old McDonough Highway, Conyers, Georgia. The best spot on the east side. Express lunch on the go. Not to mention now open for lunch from 11 to 3 Monday through Friday. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Something Special Bar and Lounge.